Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the panels for today's session, Bridging the Gap Between Academia and Industry Demands. The topic sounds interesting in itself for me, actually. Starting with Managing Director, IEC Group, Nepal, Sailaja Adhikari. An MBA in marketing, well-known figure in both the education and fashion field, serving as the managing director of 12th prominent educational institution in Nepal. She was rightly chosen as Best Woman Entrepreneur at New Business Ace Award 2013. Let's welcome her, everybody. Founder, Head of Design Muku, Mukta Shrestha, a prominent figure in the Nepali fashion industry, known for her innovative designs that blend traditional elements with modern aesthetics. She completed both BSc and the fashion designing course and started working as a fashion designer in 1994 in Nepal. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mukta Shrestha on stage. Founder director of FNN, and personally I'd like to say all-rounder, Mr. Shekhar Raj Kasaju. He is a visionary entrepreneur with over 25 years of experience in diverse business ventures. Throughout his illustrator's career, he has founded multiple trading companies and advertising agencies, establishing himself as a key leader and an influencer with both national and international brands. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let's welcome Shekhar Raj Kasaju on stage. And the moderator for today, Ms. Charu Chadda. She is a distinguished media and communication expert with over 2 decades of experience in journalism, marketing, and events. She is the editor of Media 9, overseeing Business 360 and World of Women magazines, has played a role in enhancing the FNCCI Excellent Award 2070. Let's welcome her on stage, everybody. With this, ladies and gentlemen, to honor them with grace, let's welcome on stage our event designer and show director, founder director of Fashion Network Nepal, FNN 2024, Mr. Prashant Tamrakar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the panel discussion. Over to you, Charu ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to have the next 45 minutes of your attention with 3 amazing panelists in company. उहाँहरूको बारेमा तपाईलाई जानकारी त भइहाल्यो. Just to put a little perspective into the fashion industry. It's a global industry that's worth I think over $320 billion in 2021. Post-COVID, we've seen a lot of businesses falter. Taipani, fashion, luxury fashion actually had a growth of 34%, and non-luxury segment, we are still doing all right. I tried to get figures for Nepal. Unfortunately, nothing turned up. Well, actually, I was late reaching here, and I even Googled the word fashion, and I got nothing in Nepali. So I think there's a lot that needs to be done. To kickstart the question round, I'd like to ask all three of you the same question. I'd like to give you about, say, 2 to 5 minutes to answer it. You've got the introduction done, but I always feel that when you're on a panel, you want to somehow be introduced a little differently. So my question to all of you is, what is fashion to you? And can you tell us a little bit about how you got into fashion and what is your core expertise? So let's start with you, Shailaja.
Good afternoon, everyone present here. I am Shailaja Adhikari, into fashion and education sector from last 27 years. How I entered into fashion was I never planned to start my career in the fashion or to jump in the fashion. I didn't have any kind of plans. My parents were a banker, and I had being a middle class family. I belonged from middle class family. From the middle class family, मेरो एउटा एकदमै secure job चाहिँ I thought of going for a bank. And after my educations, I did my fashion designing and computer science from Delhi. Then I joined Standard Chartered Bank. I was working in a bank. I worked around for 9 to 10 months, and I realized that I was not enjoying that work. Then I discussed with my father that what should I do it, because I'm not enjoying. Every day I have to do the same work, and I was doing the same work. I was in the reconciliation department. Then he said, so do something. Then I realized I was a teacher before, right? When I finished my +2, so I taught in a school for a few months, and which I really enjoyed. Then my mom and my dad, what they said, that's when you enjoy teaching, then why don't you start after institute khola, computer pani garachau, fashion pani garachau, then do it. But that time fashion was unheard in Nepal. People were not aware about what is fashion designing or what is interior designing. So to start fashion designing that time alone, right, was a little difficult. And then I realized, like, let's do it, combine together fashion and fashion interior, and let's start with the computer course also. So I was doing computer course and then fashion and interior. When I started in the year 1997, I had only 13 students. So I started with the 13 students, but was not encouraging. Till 2002, 2003, I was really struggling. I was not doing that well, right? I can say I was bleeding. I was bleeding, right? So business business ko volume ma ekdamai ke pani thiena, but my computer course was supporting me, so that was manageable for me. But after 2003, when we started doing Nepal Fashion Week, then media really supported IEC, then no looking back for IEC, right? So in the year of 2005, 500% ko growth liyo ke IEC le, and I was doing fashion le ekdamai राम्रो गर्न थाल्यो. So then after that, I continued with the fashion designing. Then we were doing on the diploma course. Then we introduced our undergrad course also from 2009. IEC College we started. And now I am managing director of Euro Kids and Euro School also. So I run preschool and elementary school also. So right now, IEC College and IEC School both are doing very good. Now we are thinking of expanding our horizons, and then we are trying to reach out to more people internationally also. So we are trying something new for that.
And what does fashion mean to you? Very quickly, in one sentence.
Fashion is what I am. If that reflects what I will be wearing, that's fashion for me, right? So your reflection of you is your fashion.
Right. Thank you so much, Ailaja. That was really nice, very inspiring. Shekharji, coming to you, same question. What does fashion mean to you, and what's your core expertise in this industry?
Thank you for the question. Good afternoon, everybody. Uh, I'm Shekhar Raj Kasaju, founder director of Fashion Network Nepal, and also I have been operating Ideas Works, an advertising and brand consulting agency. Apart from that, I also own and operate adstocknepal.com. That is again branding and marketing portal. So if you ask me what fashion really for me, like when I stand in front of mirror and how I perceive myself, and if I am confident and the reflection that I want is very okay for me, then that's fashion for me, because I don't want to follow any kind of trends or any kind of statement. I don't want to have any statement. Anything that is comfortable, that's fashion for me. So in a word, I'll say very comfortable. Comfortable is the word that I will denote. I will resonate with the fashion as well. Having said that, how I got into fashion and in this industry is like, in a statement, if I want to say, I'm pretty much not sure if fashion got into me or I got into fashion. During my college time, when I was studying in India, Pune, I used to travel through train ma. And that time pass कसरी गर्ने भन्दाखेरि train station मा गयो, then there was book stalls हरु, अनि then you carry a lot of fashion magazine, अनि Bollywood magazine that you can carry. अनि for that time I think I used to study in Pune, अनि गोरखपुर को railway station बाट जानु पर्थ्यो, and around I think it took around 50 to 60 hours of train journey के त्यो बीचमा छोडी पनि दिन्थ्यो, बोगी फेरि अट्याच गर्ने त्यस्तो सिस्टम थियो है, कतिलाई थाहा हुन्छ. And during that time what to do? Nothing to do. Then you carry lots and lots of magazine and you just flip it through. And I think that must be the first हुन्छ नि एउटा चाहिँ fashion सँग relate हुने एउटा glitch, glamour, अनि एउटा अर्कै किसिमको persona देखिने चीजहरु देख्दै गर्दाखेरि I feel that was the time that might have got into me. And despite of me in a management student, म management student हुँदै गर्दाखेरि पनि the irony is, again, like I was in Pune, and Pune is very much famous for film studies and advertising, creativity, photography. While there, I never visited any of that places. FTI Summit visit garina. But when I came here and started working, then I got into advertising field, and then that became my main profession. So irony was that. And the fashion industry, I entered along with my wife. After she left media job, अनि त्यसपछि she wanted to do something of her own, and then she's very keen on fashion, and she's very particular on details, fashion details ma. So she मेरो dress up हरु देखि लिएर मेरो सबै चीज पनि she's very keen on that as well. So त्यो हुँदै गर्दाखेरि then what I felt was she was planning to open up a boutique. And boutique open गर्दाखेरि हैन एउटा सानो स्क्रैचमा बुटिकमा त्यो सामान राख्नेदेखि लिएर त्यसपछि त्यो हरेक ठाउँमा गएर फ्याब्रिक उठाउने मास्टर चीजहरु देखि लिएर एभ्रीथिङ यो सबैमा पनि इन्भल्भ हुनै पर्दा गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ I think slowly I got to understand the fashion industry as well. And apart from that, प्रशान्त सँग मेरो फेरि around 15-20 years अगाडि देखि नै हामी कामहरु गरिराख्ने fashion industry को पनि कामहरु गरिराख्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यो फिल्डमा पनि भइरहेको थियो. And we always used to talk what can be done to develop this fashion industry of Nepal. So यो कुराहरु हुँदै गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ एउटा point of time मा चाहिँ we felt that we need to have some kind of very good तपाईको company who can cater and develop the fashion industry. So slowly and gradually I think I got into fashion industry, and I think now I am here to stay.
Great, excellent. That's a good addition. Mukta, you've been a fashion designer, you've been celebrated for your work, you've put Dhaka on the map, you know. So what is fashion for you, and can you tell us a little bit about your journey?
Thank you for your question, Charu. Good afternoon and namaste to everyone. First of all, to answer your first question, what is fashion for me is I think I can relate to both of them. Fashion for me is simply individuals' reflections. It is what you are. So it's fashion for me simply it's individuals' reflection. And how I got into this field is from schooling days, I used to have one subject called home science, in which we were introduced with this stitching and the details a bit in my school life as well. So after doing SLC, I have done my ISC because my parents wants me to become a doctor, as most of the parents wanted to. But after doing my ISC, I came to know that this is not for me, not exactly for me, because to become a doctor, to study science is not my cup of tea. So I consulted with my parents and I decided to go to India, Delhi, to do my fashion designing because Shaliza was not there at that time. So yeah, I went to Delhi to do my fashion designing. I've done my bachelor over there, completed my study, I came back and I've started working as a fashion designer from 1994. So it's exactly 30 years now that I'm into this industry. Thank you so much.
That's awesome, Mukta. 30 years, great. So now let's come to the main topic. The theme of today's discussion is bridging the gap between academia and industry demands. So my first question, you being in the business of selling academics, fashion academics, my first question to you is, why is fashion education important? How many graduate from your school every year, undergrad kati janle garनुहुन्छ every year, how many come into the market? And among these people, how many actually pursue a long-term career in fashion?
Why fashion designing and education is not only fashion designing, right? If we impart or if we teach any kind of skills, it has to have a proper structured curriculum for that. If that is a fashion, if that is a makeup, or if that's a hairstyle or anything that's for any kind of skills, if we want to impart, we have to have a very structured curriculum for that. Because it's a skill-based learning, होइन? Skill-based learning को लागि चाहिँ झन् एकदमै राम्रोसँग चाहिन्छ. So that's the reason that we have to have very proper structured curriculum, and that's we cannot confine students only in a structured curriculum also for the skills, because we need to go beyond the curriculum also in a fashion designing, because I strongly believe in experiential learning, and then I always foster for that, right? So fashion designing also has to have an experiential learning भन्ने मान्छे हो कि म चाहिँ. And another question was how many number of students they passed out. We do intake, we have two wings in IEC, right? One is IEC school and another one is IEC college. In IEC school, we provide, that's a professional course, it's a 15 months course. We do intake any month, that's a batch wise, and we have a very strong, heavy strength in that, right? There are college my intakes and we do it only once in a year. That's, we take maximum 90 students in our college. So every year that students they passed out is on an average of 90, right? So 80 to 90 students they passed out. And till last year, if I have to talk about till last year, if I would have asked my students, every year I ask my students, what's your plan, what you want to do after your undergrad? Maximum number of students, they used to say that I want to continue, I want to start. I really, every time in our course is fashion and retailing, we teach entrepreneurship, we teach HR, we teach so many things that's related to management. That's what you need to start your own company, right? So that is the reason like our students were very clear कि अब course सकेपछि चाहिँ म business start गर्छु या म यो गर्छु या म त्यो गर्छु. तर यो पालिको students batch about 2021 batch when they did their graduation shows, and I asked, what's your plan now, how you want to lead your future, what you want to do what भन्दाखेरि maximum students they said that we want to go abroad for a master's degree. And I said that's very good, that you need to go out for a learning, for your exposure also, you have to have it international exposure. And when are you planning to come back? They said not immediately. Right. And many students, I asked, that's also, how many of you are planning to, to change your career or your profession or your studies? Maximum number of students, they want to continue on in a fashion. But not only fashion designing, that's as only a designer. Right now, these students' perspective has been changed. They want to be in a corporate world, or they want to be in an industry also, in a corporate positions. Okay? So, त्यो खाली as a fashion designer, बसेर design मात्रै गर्ने होइन किनभने designer को lifespan भनेको धेरै सानो हुन्छ. If you are only into the designing field, it's very short, right? But if you are in a management side, if you are a quality checker or quality controller, if you are a merchandiser, if you are a visual merchandiser, if you are in another field of your company ko hierarchy ma chhau bhanedekhi chai it's very good that's to sustain and to work that's still 60, 65, even 70 years also. So my students are pretty smart, and what they are saying that I don't want to go on in this one, and I want to switch and I want to go in this one. So tomorrow I can join this company, international brands, and then I can be this. My post will be this. My paycheck will be this. So that's clarity is there for my students, right? Beside that, and there are few students who wants to have like their own company, and not only typical designer, they want to do it, and different designer. Yeah, designing, but a makeup. Because I'm earning right now as a makeup artist, we teach even makeup also in our fashion designing. I'm earning this much, so I'll go for this one. I want to go for a brand ko head ma, I want to do this. And designer or like accessories designer or shoes designer, bags designer, the perspective is vast. And my students are not going only for a one thing that's only dress designer, they're going the multiple choices ma. So आफ्नो पछिको लाइफलाई पनि हेरेर गइरहेछ कि अहिलेको बच्चाहरू आर pretty smart and they are choosing the different varieties त्यसमा.
Thanks, Shailaja.
I did the justice to your
That
questions.
completely answers the question because you know when you look at fashion, हामीले पहिला हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि we understood it just as a skill set. It had to do with creativity, originality. But अहिलेको मान्छेहरूले over the years it's evolved and it encompasses things like branding, marketing, entrepreneurial mindset, merchandising. You know, there's so many things. So now coming to Shekhar. You are a master in terms of your experience in branding, strategy, marketing, these kind of things. So, तपाईले हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ नि gap कहाँ छ त? Where is the industry gap, you know, between the student passing out and the industry? And do we have the capability in Nepal to recognize that fashion education is not just about designing clothes, it goes way beyond. There are so many functions to fashion.
Okay, I think this is the soul of our this panel discussions. I think this question is right. The main thing that I can understand is gap between academia and industry. First, we need to be very clear about the industry as well. हाम्रो नेपालमा फ्यासनलाई इन्डस्ट्रीको रूपमा हेरिएको छ कि छैन is the main question. Because in my personal opinion, fashion industry has just become is that just evolving के अहिलेलाई फ्यासन इन्डस्ट्रीलाई नेपालको फ्यासन इन्डस्ट्रीलाई डिनोट गर्ने या अलिकति भए पनि चिनाउन सकिरहेको भनेको आई थिङ्क पहिलाको हाम्रो जुन गार्मेन्ट इन्डस्ट्रीको एउटा लेगेसी थियो अनि त्यसपछि देन इट केम टु पस्मिना हैन सो त्यतातिर थियो तर आफ्टर द्याट आई थिङ्क इट इज जस्ट अ प्रडक्सन हब मात्रै जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई हैन यहाँबाट प्रडक्सन भएर जाने त्यसमा ट्याग लगाएर कतिजनाले लिएर पनि गइरहेको छ सो द्याट इज अनदर थिङ बट इज द्याट रियली वाट वी वान्ट Is that what we really need भन्ने कुरा हो सेकेन्डमा चाहिँ कस्तो छ भन्दाखेरि एज शैलजा म्याम जस्ट सेड कि जति पनि अहिले एकाडेमीबाट पास आउट भएर निस्किराख्नु भएको छ पहिलाको टाइममा डिजाइनर भन्ने बित्तिकै इट वाज ओन्ली डिजाइनिङ जस्ट डिजाइनिङ राइट नाउ दे हेभ सो मेनी स्पेक्ट्रम अफ तपाईँको चाहिँ करियर के दे क्यान बी अ स्टाइलिस्ट देयर सो मेनी स्टाइलिस्ट होइन अहिले स्टाइलिस्ट भने चाहिँ पहिला स्टाइलिस्ट भन्ने वर्डै सुनिँदैन त्यो के हो भन्ने जस्तो हुन्थ्यो अब त्यो बाहेक एज वी आर कमिङ अप विथ न्यू तपाईँको चाहिँ टर्मिनोलोजिजहरू होइन सो यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ आई थिङ्क द स्कोप अफ द इन्डस्ट्री द स्कोप अफ द तपाईँको चाहिँ करियर हेज इन्क्रिज हाउएभर वाट आई रियली फिल इज हामीसँग अझै पनि त्यो एकाडेमीमा त्यो चाहिँ जुन करिकुलम छ त्यसमा चाहिँ मोर ओभर वी आर फोकसिङ अन तपाईँको डिजाइनिङ एस्पेक्टै हो कि अदरवाइज if I want to be a fashion entrepreneur, but I am not so much into designing aspect भने where should I go, what should I do भन्ने कुरा पनि छ. त्यो कसरी गर्ने, त्यो एउटा पार्ट अझै पनि क्वेसन छ कसरी गर्ने भन्ने कुरा भयो. अर्को कुरा भनेको इन्डस्ट्रीको डिमान्ड, हाम्रो नेपालको इन्डस्ट्रीको डिमान्ड हेर्दै गर्दाखेरि अब बिस्तारै बल्ल अलिकति चाहिँ चेन्जेसहरू आइरहेको छ कर्पोरेट लेभलमा पनि. त्यसपछि फ्यासन ब्रान्ड्सहरूमा पनि दे आर टेकिङ डिजाइनर्स एज मेन हुन्छ नि, उहाँहरूको सबै डिजाइनबाट गर्ने. नभए त पहिला के हुन्थ्यो र क्याटलग आउँथ्यो, क्याटलगै कपी गर्ने हो, मास्टरजीले काटिदिइ हाल्नुहुन्थ्यो, सिलाउने काम सिलाइदिइहाल्थ्यो, बेच्ने हो, त्यो मात्रै थियो. तर त्यो बाहेक अहिले चाहिँ जति पनि फ्यासन डिजाइनर्सहरू आइराख्नु भएको छ तिनीहरूले चाहिँ सिकेर आइराख्नु भएको छ भने एज सी सेड दे हेभ चोजन देयर पाथ, दे नो व्हाट टु डु. हाउएभर अझै पनि हाम्रो नेपालको इन्डस्ट्री चाहिँ त्यो लेभलमा चाहिँ रेडी भइसकेको छैन. डेफिनेटली आई वुड लाइक टु से द्याट बिकज द्याट्स माई पर्सनल भ्यू, बट आई वुड लाइक टु से द्याट. किनभने एज सी सेड द ड्रेन, राइट, द ड्रेन, वाइ इज द्याट ह्यापनिङ? That must be one reason because they are not properly recognized. Another thing is the tough competition as well. The opportunity and tough competition because कोही पनि डिजाइनर्सले या कोही पनि स्टुडेन्ट डिजाइनर स्टुडेन्ट भनौँ उहाँहरू चाहिँ पास आउट भएर निस्किसकेपछि आई थिङ्क दे हेभ टु अप्सन्स जेनरली, आइदर टु ओपन अप देयर ओन बुटिक or outlet or work with any designers or fashion house. As I said earlier, fashion house मा डिजाइनर राख्ने अनि अरू ठाउँमा राख्ने भनेको भर्खरै स्टार्ट भइरहेको छ, त्यति धेरै थिएन, त्यहाँ पनि थोरै मात्रै हुन्छ र उनीहरूले रियली त्यहाँ आफ्नो क्रिएटिभिटी सोकेस गर्न पाउँछ कि पाउँदैन भन्ने कुरा पनि छ. अपार्ट फ्रम द्याट अब कस्तो छ भने उनीहरूले पास आउट भएर निस्किसकेपछि जब आफूले भनेको जस्तो काम गर्न पाउँदैन दे गेट डिमोटिभेटेड. त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि बुटिक खोल्ने भनेको in current terms it's a very huge investment, right? Because एउटा सानै बुटिक खोल्नु पर्यो भने 40-50 लाख रुपैयाँ त लाग्छ होला सायद. सो उनीहरू त्यत्रो 3-4 वर्ष पढेर त्यो गर्छ अनि सबैले फेरि त्यो लेभलमा इन्भेस्टमेन्ट गरेर पैसा राखेर आफ्नो बिजनेस स्टार्ट गर्न सक्छ कि सक्दैन भन्ने कुरा हो. तर त्यहाँनिर सबैभन्दा ठुलो ग्याप भनेको जुन भन्नुभयो नि, ग्याप भनेको बिजनेस एज माई प्रोफेसन ब्रान्डिङ एन्ड मार्केटिङ. बिकज या अहिले त्यही भएर बिस्तारै आइरहेको छ. तर पहिलाको लागि के थियो भन्दाखेरि डिजाइनिङ कोर्स भनेको पहिला एज यु तपाईँहरू सबै त्यही हुनुहुन्छ, 3 मन्थको पनि डिजाइनिङ कोर्स हुन्थ्यो, 6 मन्थको पनि डिजाइनिङ कोर्स हुन्थ्यो होइन. अनि 3 मन्थ 6 मन्थ पढ्यो अनि त्यसपछि डिजाइनर भइहाल्यो अनि त्यसपछि काम भइरहेको छ. तर त्यसले गर्दाखेरि पनि सर्टेन काम त भइरहेको छ. तर जुन किसिमको अहिलेको कलेजेसहरू आइरहेको छ, टु बी भेरी फ्र्याङ्क, when we were planning this Nepal Fashion Festival, we went through lot of तपाईँको चाहिँ research and उसमा चाहिँ अनि हेर्दै जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ we were quite amazed that नेपालमा पनि यति धेरै फ्यासन स्कुल कलेजेसहरू रहेछ कि we didn't know. And then what we thought is every year कतिजना पास आउट भइरहेछ होला त? At least 500 to 1000 त सबै ठाउँमा गरेर त पास भइरहेछ भने if everybody now starts opening up a boutique or an outlet, what will happen? So that point of time, Prashant and I decided, or we thought of having a platform for designers who can give a bigger market space and a bigger creativity aspects मा चाहिँ काम गर्न सक्ने भनेको भएर हामीले फ्यासन नेटवर्क नेपाललाई लिएर आएको छौँ. Soon we will be launching a platform, business platform for them so that they can work with their designs, they can sell from there and lower तपाईको चाहिँ इन्भेस्टमेन्टमा पनि धेरै काम गर्न सक्छ. सो त्यो बिचको ब्रिजलाई चाहिँ ग्यापलाई ब्रिज गर्नको लागि चाहिँ एफएनएलले चाहिँ एउटा सानो स्टेप चाहिँ अगाडि बढाइसकेको छ.
Shekharji, so basically what you're saying is that industry gap is there's a surplus of students, but the industry is not developed in a professional enough way for everybody to be able to nurture their talent in a fulfilling and also a investment friendly way.
Yes, just I would like to add कस्तो भन्दाखेरि इन्डस्ट्री भनेको जहिले पनि हामी एउटा पाई साइज भन्छौँ नि त हैन, यो पाई साइज छ. when there are so many त्यो एउटा अहिले चाहिँ त्यो पाईलाई 50 जनाले चाहिँ डिभाइड गरेर राख्नु भएको छ, भोलि आएर त्यहाँ 100 जना हुने बित्तिकै त्यो पाईको साइज त कम हुन्छ. either you have to do something to grab your share, other than that the only option is to increase the pie size. So we want to do that. We are willing to increase the pie size so that everybody can fit in over there.
Excellent. So we will, I think the next event is going to be about your platform being opened, and we look forward to that. I think that would bridge a huge gap. Coming to Mukta. So I heard Mukta and Shailaja having this back at the room, in the office room, we were having this discussion, and they had a very interesting conversation on how Shailaja, where kulle afno students, like there's a mandatory placement thing where they do internships and things like that to get real time experience of working, and people like Mukta are actually giving that platform to her students. So you usma chaini Mukta, what I really want to ask you is, how important is that internship level? How important is it? How how does it add value? Should somebody just jump into business straight, or do you advise people who are coming with this education to actually gain some experience? And how do you also see the importance of industry connections and internships overall?
So yeah, the internship, as you mentioned, is really important for one student before he or she will continue his or her career into this field. So definitely IC or Namuna or any institute will send their interns to do internship in our stores. They'll send to boutiques or as export house. They actually suggested so many places, because students' individuals' interest should also be count. Because some designers, they might be interested in streetwear, some might be in export, some might be in boutique, some want to become a designer only. So yes, that is very important to do internship, and as they refer their interns to complete their internship for 3 months, which is, I think, very effective for each and every student, because before the internship, they will be, most of the students, because some students, they are doing their graduation diploma or bachelor, whatever, in any university to uplift their individual skills, whatever they already have. But most of the students, they will their bachelor or graduation or diploma to become a designer or whatever from their individual fields with their personal interest. And they will get theoretical knowledge and some practical knowledge definitely from the college. But to step in the ground and to begin and start from the scratch, they definitely have to have internship in related field. While one student comes to my store to do their internship, I will let them feel each and every thing from what a boutique, because I own a boutique, so I want them to experience each and every thing, whatever they have to face. They have to do their, because designer doesn't mean just to sit and sketch and design and okay fine, as I mentioned, give it to the master and create a thing. It's not like that. You have to have so many different capability to start up anything, be it as a teamwork, because you have to definitely work in a team. You cannot open up anything at your own. You have to have your master, your tailors, your helpers. So you have to work in a team, and you have to have the ability to connect with them, because they have to understand your mindset to create that thing, no? So, and researching for fabric or accessories or small buttons or how to match accessories, anything. So this basic knowledge I used to give them, and after that finally I used to let them deal with clients as well, because my assistants will be there to deal with the client and the interns will help, because observing each and every step of dealing with client, because if you are there opening a store, the client is your main assets, right? So you have to deal with them, because what you want is, if your clients comes first time to your store, you want them to come repetitively. So it's not only what you deliver them, it's your behavior, your dealing system as well. So that, I think interns will learn definitely if he or she will stay 3 months continuously with us. So that's very important, yes.
Thank you, Mukta. So, you normally offer 3 months ko internship. On त्यसमा चाहिँ नि sometimes students stay and sometimes students don't stay.
Yeah, it depends upon students because some college they have their 48 days internship and some has 3 months. Mostly, I used to get students from IAC. They used to have 3 months internship, and while taking interview for the shortlist for the internship as well, I used to ask them, "What's your future plan? Do you want to continue after your internship as well, or you just want to do your internship?" So I'll plan accordingly as well because sometimes I also want to add my staffs. So if amongst 4 interns that came for interview and one is good enough and wants to continue the career in this field, maybe I'll prefer him or her above all. So yeah, it depends upon their interest as well.
Coming back to you, Shailaja, we are just doing this loop, I think. So my next question is literally about running a fashion school. And यसमा चाहिँ नि अब things are changing so fast. Now AI tools you can do creative designing and things like that. So तपाईले curriculum चाहिँ नि how do you stay relevant in terms of your curriculum? Number 2, what is the quality of HR? And also, the third question I would have is, it's all interconnected, so I'm giving it to you at one shot. So third question is also, there are a lot of students who still prefer to go overseas for a fashion education. So what is that percentage and why do you think that's happening?
Curriculum, that's a very, very important because I met my 2 students who are also running right now in institutions, right? So this trend is really growing. तर कस्तो हो भने if you are in an education sector or if you are in a fashion झन् त्यो माथि पनि curriculum चाहिँ upgradation चाहिँ every now and then you have to do it because this is so ever changing field हो कि यो हैन. It changes so fast. To match the industry demand, you really have to work on your curriculum. हाम्रो आइसी कलेज चाहिँ we are under Lim Kwok University and आइसी स्कुल पनि हाम्रो चाहिँ curriculum partner चाहिँ Lim Kwok University हो. So that is the reason like they design our curriculum and Lim Kwok University has a very strong research and development department. They have around 40 plus designers and they're not only all the faculty members or professors or only not that, right? From an industry, from the core industry who are running the industry, fashion industry or from the designers band, they come and they work for the curriculum development. I'm also one of the member. We all sit together, we discuss what is in New York right now, what kind of demand is in New York, what kind of demand is in London right now, what is in Nepal, what is in India. We have to see Asian market also, European markets also, American markets also. We sit down together, we discuss and then only they upgrade. They develop changes they bring changes. I was in Malaysia yesterday. I just landed and उनीहरुको भर्खरै नयाँ करिकुलम आयो हिजो भर्खरै आयो. So they have shared that curriculum with us. So मेरो कलेजमा चाहिँ whatever students they are studying right now in the London campus or any other countries को क्याम्पसमा पढिरहेको र नेपालमा पढिरहेको मेरो कलेजमा छ भने that's the same. मेरोमा professional course गर्ने पनि whatever like you are doing in a London or any other countries, it's the same. So somewhere like only assignments will be similar, the curriculum is very same, it's upgraded. That is so important, right? Another aspects of college, if you are in an academic sector, if you're running a college or institutions, very important, 2 factors are so important for the students to run a college or institutions. One is curriculum, another one is HR. We have faculty members from India also, right? We have from Nepal also who have studied abroad, and my students also they work as an assistant lecturer also for the faculty members or for the lecturers. Beside that, we make very sure to bring experts from around the globe. Last month we had the expert. She was from Switzerland. Before than that, even in January also we had an expert, and she was from Spain. So we make very sure the industry experts they should come to our college to work with our bachelor students in the last semester or in the 5th semester, and to provide our teachers. So empowering teachers and providing training to our teachers is is very mandatory for me. And I really spend good amount of money on that because I don't think that's I'm like spending money. I'm investing on my human capital, right? So on my faculty members, on my HR, and I regularly do that. So what was your third question?
So is the quality of education at par with, students who are choosing to go overseas for the same education?
Yes, I can say proudly whatever you'll be studying in any college in London or US or India or Malaysia or any China, any other country, IEC College today we have reached that level in this 27 years. We are not less than any international colleges across the globe. Neither in my curriculum, nor in my human capitals, nor in my HR or teachers or faculty members, nor even in our infrastructure. Our infrastructure is also better than there are many colleges in abroad. So we are not less than. So till undergrad, Dhukkale IEC College ma padhe huncha. After undergrad, I always make very sure for my students because when I have to learn, I go. Right now, I'm doing my PhD from US, right? So I am always, you need to be lifelong learner banchuma, So for that, I always ask my students also, after your undergrad, you have to go outside, you need to do your master's degree, but come back and work in Nepal, do something in Nepal. But master's degree garna chai janu parcha. You need to open your horizons, dekhna parcha, bahirako kuraharu pani sikhna parcha. For that, they need to go abroad for a master's degree. I don't want to hold them for a master's degree here, but for undergrad, yes. I can say proudly, ekdamai aramle, they can join our college. So तिमी यहाँ नेपालमा बसेर पढ या बाहिर बसेर पढ, it's same in a very affordable fees that you can study in IEC college and घरमै खाना खाएर घरमै बसेर आफ्नो उसमा undergrad गर्न सकिन्छ. And we open your perspective for that also to go, if you want to go to abroad, we transfer our credits with so many universities across the globe. So तिम्रो horizon चाहिँ हामीले त्यो गर्दिन्छौँ, खोल्दिन्छौँ.
Wow, that's excellent. In fact, Shailaja, it's very inspiring to know that you are on the continuous learning path yourself, now pursuing a PhD despite running so many multiple businesses successfully. So really proud of you for that. Mukta, now coming to Shailaja, just your continuous learning process. You need to kind of work hard at yourself constantly, whether it's in business or in life, to champion things and to do well in life. So as a fashion designer, what are some of the learnings that you've had to do? How do you revisit and try and stay relevant in the industry?
Talking about my line, my brand Muku specializes with Dhaka. So being in fashion industry, I cannot only focus and strict myself within the limitation of Dhaka only. Definitely I do other things as well. But for Dhaka, because since that's my signature line, what I used to do is I used to play with the production team and to develop Dhaka, because I cannot completely follow the trend, because my target group is certain targeted group who won't be so much trendy. But since I want to incorporate Dhaka into today's fashion, what I used to do is I used to follow the trend of colors. I used to follow the color forecast of International Pantone or few others, and try to incorporate that color trend into the Dhaka fabric, so that if any international buyers want to play with my things and that's within their color forecast of coming year, it will relate to them. So yeah, that is one thing I always used to do, to incorporate the color combination or anything into my line. Besides that, because since you have to sustain in this industry and only working with Dhaka might not be possible, so definitely yes, I used to, as I mentioned, I used to do other things as well. So yeah, definitely it's for designer or in today's any creative field, it's each and everyday learning. It might be from anything, it's kind of anything. Sometimes you can take inspiration from television, movie, or colors, season, anything. So yeah, you have to be updated to sustain in the industry. For me, since my specialize is in Dhaka, I used to follow these few things to be updated. Yeah.
Excellent. I read somewhere that a person with a fashion education has a higher rate of employability and success as compared to somebody who's just pursuing their passion. So I think we have to give it to you. One person who has an education in fashion, one person who's creating, students of fashion and working towards creating an enabling environment for the fashion industry. So between the दुई मात्रै छैन जस्तो छ that yes, the education will definitely help you and it's a continuous learning process. But Shekharji, as somebody who is into the branding side of things, now you're sitting between two very strong brands, Muku and IEC, right? So what is your advice? I mean, how do you see, good brands, fashion brands being built in Nepal? Or can you tell us from your experience? Prabal Gurung is a general, he's the pinnacle of success. तर तपाईले homegrown brand, एउटा नेपाली fashion brand लाई कुनै छान्न पर्यो भने as an example, what would that be? And also, what are your insights into building a fashion brand so that you stay relevant from the time of your education to the point of being part of this industry?
I just want to recollect myself, because if I start talking about branding and brands, I think I will go on and on and on. So I don't want to do that here. But the thing is, as you said, creating a brand, right? So that's very exciting, challenging for me. Whenever I talk with any fashion entrepreneurs or any designers, my first question is, who are you? What is the brand? The name itself is not a brand. It might sound cliche, but the brand is always about feelings, right? As Mukta says, it's like when I always think, as you said, about the homegrown brand, let me talk about her brand itself, right? Muku. So if we go around and ask, few people over here, I am pretty sure that they know about Muku. And what is the feeling that they have inside about Muku is the brand, right? So if I just go around and talk with them, as he said, the first thing is that comes to mind is Dhaka. And Dhaka is directly related with the Nepal, and that becomes a patriotic brand, right? And the way she has perceived or carried her brand, the legacy itself, and now how she will pass it on is also very important, right? Because the brand itself is not owned by a person, that's owned by an entire community and entire client customer base as well. You cannot just say like my brand is this, I am this, and everybody will pursue it in that way. Brand is always that when anyone call or take name of that brand, the feeling that get inside their brain, right? That is thing. Now, the question is how to really develop it, right? So, developing a brand and doing a sales, I think that's very different. When somebody, I'll just go to Saliza ma'am as well, because I have also worked with her in so many projects as well. And in the education, fashion education field, when somebody says IEC, what does that come into mind? I think I'll just speak one word, and that's called sophistication, right? So for me, the IEC brand is sophisticated. So this is how it goes. It will take some time and a dedication and passion, because in these days there are so many designers, fashion entrepreneurs coming in the way. But then again, what happens is it gets diluted. Someone is into street fashion wear, now everyone is in that. They're all jumping into that bandwagon, right? But they don't have any clear identification. One is doing a tee with graphic designs of Nepali mandala, maybe. I just want to say, I am not denoting any brand or any designers. But when one start doing that, others jump into that brand wagon and they also start doing the same thing. So what the difference does that make? So there must be a story, right? Behind that story, there should be a relatable reliability and relatable with the society, with the consumer they have. You are designing a product or a dress for Nepali people, and you are putting up designs and essence of Western culture. Do you think that will relate with you? And what brand are you trying to make? Because Western brand, you cannot compete with that. The Western streetwear, do you think we can compete with the Western wear brand right now? I don't think so. But when you mix up the element of our society, our culture, our values, I think that is easily grabbable by the consumer and our client base as well. So, in few sentences, I will end it. The first thing is that when you build up a brand, there has to be a clear vision on what do you want to do after 5 years or continue after 5 years. Because what happens here is, that is the major problem here. You are just passed out of the college, or you are just trying to do something, and you come up with a very trendy, what is trending in the Instagram or any fashion world, and you grab it, you try to somehow localize it and put it to the people or to put it to the market. There are two things. When I went through a lot of like Instagram pages during this Nepal Fashion Festival, because I think I must have reached out to more than 300 or 400 designer or brands. Just randomly. I just randomly tell them that Nepal Fashion Festival is happening. What's your thought? I think I only got 10 to 15% of reach or responses from that. So we can understand that just relying on social media is not enough. You must have a strong storytelling and visual representation as well. Because when I flip through my Instagram account, I will come through so many pages. But where I will have my attention is one thing, but grabbing that attention and converting it into sales is then another thing. So we shouldn't be very much confused about branding, marketing, and sales. These are three different points, and that everyone should understand, because branding is a long-term process. It's not just, it will not happen in a minute, because I'm not promoting any brand over here, but just if I say purple, what brand will hit the mind? That's how the branding is done. I'm not saying that's success or not, but what I want to do is that the branding takes time. However, marketing and sales, that are again complementary for that branding as well. Marketing is a process that keeps on going, but whereas sales, it has to be very instant, right? Just for example, there are so many stalls, exhibitor stalls as over here. They are coming here for all the three purposes, right? So branding, marketing, and sales as well. But I'm sorry to say, everybody doesn't have that kind of strategy to brand, to market, and to sell. So that's why we want to be in this industry, to build this platform and try to educate them and try to facilitate them in building a brand, to do the marketing, and to create sales point as well.
Thank you, Shekhar. I think we are now kind of going over our time thing, so I'll have one last question, a common question for all three of you. But just to sum up our conversation, Alikati, I think from Shailaja, what I really learned is that fashion education महत्त्वपूर्ण त छँदैछ, तर quality को emphasis चाहिँ नि एकदम धेरै छ. So you really want to know where you're getting your degree from, what are you learning, who are your teachers, what is your certification. That is like really key. And also it does not end at the college. It goes way beyond. So हामीले fashionलाई चाहिँ नि अलिकति just beyond the designing aspect, we have to understand the various components and functions of fashion, and also be understanding that it's a lifelong learning process, and to be really good, you have to be totally invested in it. From Shekhar, I understand that, I'm very excited about the Fashion Network Nepal, this platform that you're creating, and your passion for brands. I little bit disagree in terms of your comparison of global brands with Nepali brands, because I think everybody has that potential to really grow. Maybe the market size and the market outreach has not been there, and maybe people like you have not believed enough in a brand to make it that global. So I think, with somebody like you who has such incredible experience, I have a lot of anticipation from the Fashion Network Nepal in terms of professionalizing and bringing together a lot of creative minds into this industry. So can you tell us a little bit about when you're going to be launching it? What can we expect from it?
Yes, I just wanted to have this conversation again, the thing is that, as you mentioned, your concern on not having Nepali brand they are not able to reach international diaspora. It's not like that, I'm not saying that. The thing is that we want to do that, that's why we are here. That's the major thing. We want to be a ladder. We want to be the ladder of that change, But the thing is, the market is ready somehow, but the thing is that the quality doesn't come in a very spontaneous way, but it takes time. Our platform main vision is to unite all the stakeholders of fashion. Now, I just want to elaborate myself over here. When I say fashion industry, it doesn't just mean the designers only, because the fashion industry goes beyond only the fashion designs, because the beauty, the lifestyle, and it's all now it's under one umbrella. And if we can bring it under one umbrella, then it becomes a huge market and industry itself. And when we can come together and voice out our opinions to the government, then we can form some kind of good point to bargain with. So the main thing that we always talk with Prashant and me is that the need of Fashion Council in Nepal. So it's a very important, because to build up a fashion council in Nepal and to nurture the industry is very, very important. But I don't know, you might, a lot of your seniors in this industry might have been trying, but I think the push is not enough. So we have to bring in a lot of energies to push and to make it happen, right? So that is one of the main reason that we are trying to bring all the youngsters and all the what can I say? I wouldn't say the older one, but I'll say the established and experienced one. Because if I say older, then it might sound a little bit, So in that perspective, what happens is now if we bring them all together, as she said also, when any interns come to her and do the 3 month of interns, they get so much of experience and learning, right? So when we can bring all of them together in one basket, and we can just storm around and do a lot of activities, then I think we can always polish our workforce, our ideas, and we can guide the market. I cannot just say the exact date of our launching, but somehow we have launched our mission. But the technical things will take us some time. But I expect around 6 to 9 months, we will be having our beta version ready of our website. Then we will be trying to involve all our fashion designers, brands, and professionals in that. And then we'll be having another sessions of marketing and branding activities. But what I am very confident, when we do another edition of Nepal Fashion Festival, we will also have a digital platform ready, and we will have an exhibitor not just in the physical format, but it will be integrated in a digital format as well.
Wow, that's excellent. Mukta, from Mukta, I have to say I've learned so much, just watching her grow over the years and stay relevant in the market. It has been like, somebody's reinventing, but also staying true to her tradition. She's been mentoring so many young fashion talents. So that is an amazing journey. Now for the two ladies, I will give you the last word, not to the gentleman. So just on your last words, what is that one thought you want to leave behind to our audience in terms of bridging the gap between education and industry demands? So your key soch that you want to leave the audience with today?
To bridging the gap between the academia and industrial इसको लागि चाहिँ as I think it's seen or unseen, I think we are collaborating, like I've already mentioned. We are getting interns from the university colleges. That is one important thing. And other important thing is that also they're already doing, inviting guest speakers from different field of the industry, because any one student can be interested in any one of the different field, because every student studying, let's say, fashion design, because we are not talking about the interior designing over here. So not every student wants to become a fashion designer. Some might want to be a merchandiser, someone wants to be a street fashion designer, or someone wants to be a stylist only, and some wants to go into the export line, garment line. So if college, university invites the different individuals from different field, so that someone might click to some students. So they might take the notes or contact details of that person. So after passing out from the school or university or college, they can connect to that person with whom they want to continue or to have any queries or do internship. So that one thing I think might help. And other things, that internship placement, because college never forced any student to do internship in any particular houses. They just give their guidelines and they can go to anywhere. So I think that will also bridging the gap between the things, because I think these are the two major things and they are doing it, and I think they can do more better into these things, whatever they are doing right now. Yes.
Shailaja, how about you?
To bridge the gap that students or the designers after completion, because during their college time in our college, they get an exposure from the experts from the outside country, and then HR is so good, and then Indian faculties, and the experts from the local also, what Mukta just said, right? We invite and we do it. But they have to keep that continuation. When they'll be having any kind of networking with those kind of experts, they have to continue to be in a continuation. They have to put the continuations networking with them. Beside that, whenever it's not only local internship that students should be confined themselves, right? Right now we have started the international platform for the students for an internship also. So whenever internship गर्न international market मा पनि जाऊ, internationally पनि गएर, and networking is a very, very important thing, right? So then right now, what they have started right now, whoever it comes in between you, locally host, yeah, internationally host, established designers host, yeah, fresher designers host, wherever and whichever you can reach out to those people, how can you do the networking with them, and whatever you can learn with each other to grow each other, I think then only you can, right? Industry ma gaera, internship gaera, एउटै ठाउँमा मात्रै काम गरेछ, it's not enough. To reach that level, you have to try a lot out, right? Nationally as well as internationally, and networking is very, very important for that. You have to brand yourself, right? So you have to reach out to so many people, whatever and wherever you can get a chance to learn from anyone, you have to try out every time. That's the only way that you can.
Thank you, Shailaja. Thank you, all three of you, for your inputs into this important discussion. The fashion industry, like every other industry, will continue to change, will continue to scale, will continue constantly, you know, kind of evolve in different ways. Hamle garna parne cheez चाहिँ नि is to have better policies in place, better environments, better learning environments which are contemporary and, you know, giving us access to the latest information. We need to have branding experts on board. We need to have mentors like Mukta who, you know, can share their stories and kind of continue to inspire this whole bunch of young people who are coming into this space. Again, fashion is now also breaking barriers. Age is not a you know, thing. We had a 60-year-old winning a Miss Universe title. Hamle Nepal Bada, I think we have very proudly produced a lot of names in the fashion industry, very, very relevant and strong names in modeling, as makeup artists, as designers. Among the designers, Prabal Gurung and I think Sangyuta Shrestha, they kind of have really put us on the map. Mishu Shrestha is there. So I think the journey going forward is only great, and it's only going to get greater. We are excited to have the Fashion Network unfold and see how we can also be part of it. Wish you all the best, and thank you so much for having this platform, creating this platform to have this important discussion. Thank you all for being amazing panelists.
Thank you so much. You were amazing moderator. We were really scared with you, to be frank, right?